Good day and welcome to our class. Today we want to talk about application of residue in finding the summation of series. Now we take note of the following. These are the formulas. When we are given a series that has f of n, to find the summation of this series, the answer is equal to sum of residues of pi cot pi z times f of z. F of z is gotten from this n, this f of n, that is, we turn n to z, so then we multiply by this. So sum of the residues is just the sum of the series. If you have minus 1 raised to power n, so the best to use is minus summation of residues of pi cosec pi z times f of z. Our f of z is from this place at all the poles of f of z, and these two as well. These two are not that important, but these two we need to take note of these two, this 1 and 2. But these two, they are also okay, but these are the most important ones out of it. If we have this type of function, we use this as the summation of the series. So the proof of this summation of this series is beyond the scope of this video. So let's consider an example. We have example 1 here. Show that summation minus infinity to infinity equals to this. Now in this place, now we assume that k is greater than 0. Now solution. This is our f of n. Our f of n is equal to over n square plus k square. Therefore our f of z will now be, we just turn our n to be z. That will be 1 over z square plus k square. So from this place now, z is equal to plus or minus ik at the singularities, at simple poles. Now from what we said here, we said if you are given f of n, then the solution is minus summation of residue of pi cot pi z at all the poles of f of z alone, only f of z. Now in that case, we need to find the residue. So the residue at z is equal to ik, then that will be limit of z tends to ik, that will be z minus ik times pi. If you look at it, it is pi cot pi z, pi cot pi z times f of z. These are f of z, and that is 1 over z square plus k square, which can be written as z minus k, ik, and z plus ik. From this, z minus ik cancels each other. We can now substitute z to be ik. So this is equal to pi cot pi ik divided by ik plus ik. We are putting z to be ik here, and we need to recall this, that cot mi is equal to minus cot I minus I cot hyperbolic m. If you look at this, let's say we have pi here, cot pi k, pi high k. Our m is representing ik, so the answer here is minus I cot hyperbolic pi k, then divided by, this will be 2ik. From this is I cancel I, so what we have left is minus pi over 2k cot hyperbolic pi k. So let's keep this. We have found the residue at this. Let's find the residue at the second one. minus ik. For residue at z is equal to minus ik would be equal to limit of z tends to minus ik. Z, you know, the formula is z minus z naught. Let's give the formula again. This is the formula once again. Limit of z tends to z naught, z minus z naught f of z. That is for simple poles. So we can now come back to this. But since our z naught is minus ik, so this will become plus. Then times pi. We still apply this. Pi cot pi z over z minus ik into z plus ik. From this way, z plus ik cancels. We substitute z to be minus ik. That will be pi cot pi ik. This is, sorry, it's minus divided by, this will give me minus ik minus ik. So if you apply what we have here, you still have the same thing. They are the same thing because this is minus 2ik. There is minus here, there will be double minus. Normally, if you apply what is here, the I that is in front of cot will bring minus I. And there's minus I here before. So it will be plus. So the same thing, it will still be minus 2k cot hyperbolic pi k. So therefore, the formula n runs from minus 1 to infinity, 1 over n square plus k square will now be equal to, the formula is, if you look at it again, minus sum of the residue. Minus sum of the residue. So the residues are minus pi over 2k plus pi over, the second one is also minus pi over 2k, but both of them have cot hyperbolic pi k. So this cancels this, minus cancel the whole thing, and this will give me pi over k cot hyperbolic pi k. So as required. So that is what we are asked to show here. Now we can still dwell on this this to bring out some formulas. From this place now, we can still dwell, we can still continue like this. This is minus infinity to infinity. You can still write it like this. This is, it will be minus 1 to minus infinity plus 0 plus 1 to infinity. Notice minus infinity to infinity. So that is minus 1 to infinity will be there, 1 to infinity, and then, and 0. That is when n is 0. So let us do this. Let us substitute it here. So what we are going to have will be n runs from minus 1 to minus infinity, 1 over n squared plus k squared, plus, when n is 0, what we are going to have is just this, plus n runs from 1 to infinity, 1 over n squared k is equal to pi over k cot hyperbolic pi k. Now from this place, we want to find a way of making this place, making this the same thing as this. So it's very easy. We only need to replace n by minus n. That is, in this place, anywhere you see n, we write it as minus n. Definitely this will become n is equal to 1 to infinity, because if you put this place to be minus n, this will be minus n is equal to minus 1. So minus cancel minus, n is equal to 1. So this is 1 over, remember, minus cannot affect square, so it is still n squared plus k squared. In fact, let me take this to the other side. I will have this left, n runs from 1 to infinity, 1 over n squared plus k squared. This will be equal to pi over k cot hyperbolic pi k. So they are the same thing. So I can write it as summation n runs from 1 to infinity. So it is 2. They are the same thing. 1 over n squared plus k squared is equal to pi is equal to this. Sorry, don't forget that there is k squared that we have brought. So it will be minus k squared. So this one too will be minus 1 over k squared. So from this place, n runs from 1 to infinity will now be k squared. We are transferring this square to the other side so that it will become pi over 2k cot pi k minus 1 over 2k squared. So we have deduced another thing. We have deduced that 1 over n squared plus k squared is equal to this. So from that place, you can now be putting k to be anything. You can say that k is 1, k is 2, but k is not equal to 0. We should take note that k is greater than 0. And let's consider another example. We have example 2 here. So since we have minus 1 raised to power n, so what we are using is minus sum of residue of pi cosec pi z. Now, the first thing is that, what's our f of z? Our f of z is 1 over n plus k all squared. Okay, we have turned n to be z now. So in this place, z is equal to minus k. It's a pole. It's a pole of order 2. So it's a pole of order 2. Therefore, we need to find the residue. So the residue at that pole will be equal to limit of z tends to minus k d dz. If you use the formula for residue of double pole, d dz times the formula, which is I just show you now, pi cosec pi z, and our f of z. This is our f of z here. This is 1 over z plus k square. Don't forget that in the formula we still have z minus z naught raised to power n. That is plus k raised to power n. Our n is 2. So from this place we have this. Now we are left with this. So this is limit of z tends to minus k. Once again, this is the formula. This. So this is the formula. That's what we have applied in our solution. Now, you are left with differentiation of this. Then we take the limit. If you differentiate cosec s, that is minus cosec s cot s. So this is minus, there is a pi there. So it will become pi square. That will be minus pi square cosec pi z and cot pi z. We can now substitute k to be this. This is sorry, there is no h here. It's ordinary cot pi z. Now let us put k there. That will be minus pi square cosec pi k cot pi k. Remember, it is minus k that we put. So the minus will affect cosec and the minus will affect the cot. That is the reason why we don't have minus again. So the double minus will become plus. So we are left with only this minus. So you have found the residue. The residue are the poles of f of z. So we can now make use of the formula. Therefore, summation n runs from minus infinity to infinity, this is equal to minus sum of the residue. This is the residue. That is, there is minus there, minus pi squared cosec pi k. We know that cosec pi k simply means 1 over sine pi k times cot pi k. Cot pi k simply means cos pi, this is k, not z, cos pi k over sine pi k. It's not z, it's k. So the minus cancels minus. What we have left is pi square cos pi k divided by sine squared pi k. So that is what we are asked to prove. And this result holds for all k is not equal to whole number, positive or negative. Because if k is any whole number here, then either positive or negative, there will be something over 0 here, which is infinity. So we don't need it. So k is, this result will hold for all k is not equal to whole number, either positive or negative. Let's consider another example. Another interesting question here. Find the sum of this sum. We want to find this sum. Hence, we want to show that this occurs. So for this one, we have to make use of the first one here. Now, our f of z will be equal to 1 over z squared. Therefore, z is equal to 0 is a double pole. You know, z is equal to 0 is a singularity here. So, and it's a double pole because of these two. So, we find the residue. So, the residue will be limit of z tends to 0 d dz into, you know, the formula is z minus z naught. That is z naught is 0, so it's just z squared times f of z. What is representing our f of z is pi cot pi z over z squared. So this is representing our f of z. So this cancels this. Then the limit of, we can't take the limit now. Let's differentiate. When we differentiate, if you differentiate cot pi z, you know, if you do cot z, that will be minus cosec square z. So this will be minus cosec, this minus pi square cosec square pi z. The pi will come outside. Now, we cannot turn cosec to 0. When you turn z to 0, it will become infinity. So since we have 0 there, it will be infinity. When you substitute the value of this z to be 0 there, to be infinity. So when it happens like that, so what can save us is Lorentz series. So we need to apply the series form in order to get the residue. So now, the residue we are finding, our f of z will be representing, this is what is representing, pi cot pi z. As you can see that this fails, that is why we want to apply Lorentz series. Pi cot pi z, this is our f of z. So this will be pi over z squared. We know that cot pi z is the same thing as cos pi z over sine pi z. Now, with the help of Maclaurin series, cos pi z will give me 1 minus pi square z square over 2 factorial to give me this, plus pi raised to power 4 z raised to power 4 over 4 factorial minus infinity. Then divided by, for the sine will give me pi z minus, this will be pi cube z cube over 3 factorial. In fact, let's stop there, plus infinity. So this will give me pi over z squared times 1 minus pi square over 2 factorial z squared plus, let's say, plus infinity. Don't forget, this pi z is common to all this. I can bring it out under here so that it will become pi z into 1 minus pi square z square over 3 factorial plus infinity. The next one will have been pi raised to power 4 z raised to power 4 over 5 factorial. So we recall, we know that 1 minus t plus t squared to infinity, this will simply, we know that this will 1 over 1 minus t will simply give me 1 plus t, 1 over 1 minus t. So everything here is representing my t. In that case, we are going to have pi over z squared into 1 minus pi square over 2 factorial. There is pi here as well. Okay, the pi will cancel pi. So this will just be z cubed. There's no more pi again. 1 over z cubed. Z square plus infinity. So you follow the formula. The formula is 1 plus whatever t. This is representing my t. Pi squared z square over 3 factorial plus whatever that is there, or minus whatever. I'm not interested. Now let's continue from another page. So if you continue, this will be 1 over z cubed. Let's expand. 1 times 1 is 1. Plus, if you expand this, it will give you pi square z square over 3 factorial. And this, if you expand, will give you minus pi square over 2 factorial z squared minus infinity. We'll multiply this. That will be z raised to power 4. We don't need it. So it will be plus higher. We cannot simplify. Let's simplify these two. When we simplify, we get, so we are going to get this. This is equal to 1 over z cubed minus, this will give me pi squared over 3z minus infinity. By Lorentz series, by definition of residue, we know that residue is the coefficient of 1 over z. Therefore, our residue is equal to minus pi squared over 3. So we have known the residue. When this one fails, we apply Lorentz series to get our residue. So in that case, we cannot conclude that therefore the given series n this to this, 1 over n squared will be equal to this. That will become minus pi squared over 3. And this is just pi squared over 3. Hence, we have evaluated this. So that means this series is equal to pi squared over 3. Now, the question continues and says we should show this. What we just do is what I did the other time. Now, in this case now, our n cannot be 0 because of this. So, we can follow the usual way. That is n runs from, that should be minus infinity is coming to minus 1 over n squared, plus it will now come from, it will now continue from n is equal to 1 to infinity, 1 over n squared. This is equal to pi squared over 3. Now, if you put n to be, minus 1 to minus, okay, it's true like this. So when we put, if you remain, replace, I said remain, replace n by minus n, just like what we did the other time. This will give me n runs from 1 to infinity. So we cannot have n runs from infinity to 1. To be n runs from 1 to infinity, this is 1 over n squared plus sum of this 1 over n squared is equal to pi squared over 3. So if we add these two together, we should have this. So therefore, summation n runs from 1 to infinity, 1 over n squared will be equal to pi squared over When these two comes here, it becomes pi over 6. That is, pi square over 6 is equal to, you just put in n to be 1. This is 1 over 1 square. Put n to be 2. 1 over 2 square. 1 over 3 square, and so on like that. So we have shown this series. We have shown that pi square over 6 is equal to this. So on the continuation of summation of series, another method by which we find the summation of series is what we call Mittag-Leffler's expansion theory. We use what we call Mittag-Leffler's expansion theory. It's another method. So we meet in the next video for Mittag-Leffler's expansion theory. Have a good day.